Okay, I just wanted to make this video because I've heard a lot of different things, a lot of different opinions when it comes to the Valve Index, and you know, people are wondering, should they get it? Is it worth the quality that you would expect from a $1,000 price tag? I own one, and I enjoy it, and I think it's definitely a very good headset. I think the audio is spectacular. I think the fit is amazing. The finish details on it are great. It's probably the most polished headset in terms of ergonomics and build, at least from my opinion. I'm sure other people have different opinions and different needs for fit. But I also own the Vive Pro, and I did the lens mod on it. The lens mod that I did on my Vive Pro was a lens kit that I bought on eBay that advertised that you don't even need to do distortion profiles, and that the piece that fits in there, the 3D printed piece, you know, was such a good fit that, you know, you didn't have things like barrel distortion or anything like that, or you don't have to use distortion profiles to correct any issues. And so I popped the thing in, and you know, in a matter of minutes, and it was a massive difference. I actually did a video for it, I believe, on the HTC Vive forums on Facebook. It was either that or Steam VR, I can't remember. And you can see a difference. It's similar to what I'm actually going to do right now. Now, I've got Half-Life Alyx up right now. This video is arguably not 100% flawless, just because the LCD screen's running 144 hertz. The different refresh rate is going to kind of put a little bit of a pulse to the image on the Valve Index, which, you know, if you ignore that, the rest of the quality is fairly accurate. I noticed on 144 hertz, I'm on ultra fidelity, and I'm on standard resolution, 100%, no super sampling, and you know, the card that I'm running is a 1080 Ti, and I believe I'm running an i7. I think it's a 7700. But for this purpose, we're not trying to get demanding with any scenes. We're just trying to show. I have no reprojection or anything like that going on right now. I just want to show the differences in the quality between these two setups. So if you're in here right now, you can look around, and you can see that's basically the level of detail you get in this scene with the Valve Index, which is pretty good. Again, these waves on here on this image is just because of the different refresh rates between the camera that I'm capturing and my camera, as well as the fact that it's LCD. So, you know, take that out of your evaluation. That's not in there when you're looking. Like right there, it's almost like it's gone. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to move forward a little bit into a more lighted part of the room. And so if you look here, you will see this is the lighted part of the room. Don't mind the audio here. So you can see that's about dead center right there, the sweet spot. The key is looking off into the distance. I notice a lot more clarity on the Pro in the distance, and even on the details up front. Now, one thing I want to show you is I'll go ahead and bring up the settings here. If I can get it, this is kind of a pain in the butt here to. All right. You'll notice that it's on ultra fidelity. So we're running this on ultra. We're running this on 144 in the Steam settings themselves. We're running 100% resolution, 144 hertz. So everything's there. We're giving the Index basically everything that it needs to do its job. So I'm going to come back now, and I'm going to hook up the Vive Pro, show you guys the difference, and see what you think. Alright, so we're back. I've got the Vive Pro hooked up. I'll just go ahead and show you my settings here. So you can see 100% resolution. You can see it's obviously 90 hertz because that's what this headset runs at. And I'm going to go ahead and take that off the screen. And then on the inside here, get this. Let me get these settings brought up here for you. So you can see, oops, what happened to my thing? There we go. Sorry. You can see it's on ultra fidelity. Okay, so everything's the same. You know, we're not giving anybody an unfair advantage here. So now let's take a look. So this is inside of the Vive Pro. You'll notice things like those textures, like on that brick. You don't see it quite that way on the Index. You do not see those levels of details. With it must be the Fresnel lenses, obviously, because you know technically more pixels in the Index, or because of the subpixels or whatever the hell that they did with that LCD to apparently give it some sort of advantage over these over the Pro. We're going to go to that same spot that we went before, just kind of see how that looks. All right, let's try this now. So here's, whoops, let me get away from the wall there. So there it is inside the Pro again. Again, it's just vastly clearer. And again, remember the Index. You're gonna see those lines on the Index because it's a different frames per second, but that does not affect. It does not affect these lines on all the textures. Just things like the lights, everything. And the other thing you'll notice too is, like, if I'm moving around the edge of the screen like this, right? See how I have to go almost there to where it doesn't get, where it's basically not, where it's basically blurry. Almost edge to edge on these lenses, it's clear because they're not Fresnel. It really makes a big difference. So hopefully that helps anyone out there. Again, you can't go wrong with the Index, but it's just, if clarity is your goal, if you really want really crisp, clear images, if you want to see VR the best possible way you can see it, you're going to, in my opinion, you're going to see it better with that one. And that's someone who owns it and has a choice every day and would rather know that the $1,000 I just spent on the other headset, would rather that headset work better because I bought it, right? And I just didn't, I bought it before modding that, and it was better, but I would say it definitely was better than the Pro without the mod. But when you put the mod in, there's really no comparison on the clarity. I also found a fix on the headphones too. You can actually change some of the EQ settings in your Windows sound settings, and you can get a lot of that bass that seemed to be missing from these headphones as opposed to the deluxe audio strap. It's not, I would still say that the Index still smokes it in terms of audio quality by far, but it's still, like, honestly, I really don't care that much because it still sounds really, really good when you make those changes to those settings. If anyone's curious about that, just hit me up. I could probably back up into my computer and see where I got that from. The thing I didn't show you, and I might actually do that here now, is when you're in a really dark place with a flashlight, for example, the Index just is not a good experience in comparison. I mean, this thing is way clearer in, like, the scenes in Alyx, for example, when it's really, really dark and all you have is your flashlight. when you shine your light on something, I see the clarity of the image with that, or I do not see the level of clarity with that. It looks blurrier. It it really does not. There's really no comparison, and I probably will go back through. I just thought of that actually, maybe in another video and show that. It's just kind of a pain in the ass to unhook and hook these things up. So, at any rate, hopefully this helps you, and hopefully this gives you some ideas on what matters to you.